Hi there, Joel here. I am the writer-director of Salem's Ghosts, the Lynn Lady, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out this video, which is a walkthrough on some of the spaces that we have available for the premiere on January 29th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's go ahead and jump into the space here. This is Gather. I'm going to turn off my mic just by clicking, making sure these are red. If I were to click both of these on, it would show them as black, and that would mean they're enabled. For now, they are not on, and I'll hit Join the Gathering. And then I'm going to go ahead and reset my position so that we can start in the main lobby, the room you were just in. I'll show you here in a second, but this is the main lobby. When you first log in, should you choose to join us for the premiere, you will be coming into this room. And this is really where the beginning of your entire experience with the premiere will be if you decide to come. The first thing we're going to be doing on the night of the 29th is jumping over into the bar to learn how to make the signature cocktail for the evening, which is called the Twisting Place. It is a very sweet, fruity, carbonated drink that has like Sprite and rum in it. It looks really, really cool. A real life bartender made it. So it's a really cool drink. If you purchase a VIP ticket, you'll get a separate video teaching you how to make the VIP exclusive cocktail, which is called Marvin's Nightcap, and it is more of a dark, whiskey-based, bourbon-based, kind of a Manhattan-esque drink. Again, only VIP members will be shown how to make that thing, should you decide to come. But on the night of the premiere, you're going to log in. You're going to come over here. Let me just get rid of this sidebar here so we can see more of the screen. You're going to come over to this bar area, and you'll be shown by a member of the crew how to make the Twisting Place cocktail. We're just kind of like chilling for a little bit, giving people some time to show up, making the cocktail. That's, again, going to be a live event. You're going to be allowed then to walk around the space as much as you want, as long as you make your way to the main theater on the night or at the time that the first episode starts streaming. So let's go ahead and wind our way up to the theaters now. On the way there, I just want to point a few little things out. If we come up into here, this is the theater row is what we call this little space here. And it basically just leads to three separate theaters, two smaller ones there on the left and right, and then the main one is the central staircase there in the middle. Notice these little white kiosks here. You're going to see these sprinkled through the entire evening. And if you hit that, it's going to bring up a web page here that has the schedule for the night. Now this is everything of what I'm showing you today is still in progress, so some stuff might look a little bit different on the night, but this is just to give you a gist of how the night would actually work. So here we have one tab that says live event, one that says featurettes. Live events, you can see now they have this happening now column right here on the top in green. This is one of the ways in which we're going to let you know as an audience member what live event is currently happening and where it is, and a brief description of what it is, and another column there that just tells you when it is going to go live. It'll pop up there with a happening now, and then once the event has passed, that'll go red to let you know that the event is over. So you can track the live events as the night goes on, and then also you see here that these live events are happening after episodes play, after episode 1, after episode 2, after 3, after 4. Also at the end of each of the episodes, we'll have a little something play in the main theater, which is where the episodes are streaming, letting you know what's coming up live if you want to do a live event, and where it's going to be and briefly what it's about. So You'll get introduced to these events after every episode anyway and be told where they are, but this is just another way that you can see what the events are, where they are, and when they're going to occur, and what is currently going on. We also have the Featurettes tab here, which is just letting you know the myriad of featurettes that we have. I think we currently have, let's see, there's 6 making of a scene, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11th one was added potentially today. So there's 11 featurettes produced specifically for this experience. There's also some videos that are coming from the ToSalem YouTube channel that are relevant to this experience that weren't necessarily crafted for it, but you'll be able to find those around. So we're probably going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 featurettes of varying lengths playing throughout the night. They will all be listed here on the night of the actual release. So if you don't want to do the live events, if you're not, if you're pretty antisocial, don't really want to talk to people, you can spend the whole night between all the episodes and after the episodes. I'll talk a little bit more about what's happening after all the episodes play. Just going going around checking out the featurettes. We're going to see a few of those and how they're integrated here in a minute, so you'll see how that works. But yeah, so anytime you see this little kiosk here in the space, that means that you can check out the schedule, see what's currently going on. Well, let's go ahead and jump up here to this little side theater. You can see a little video popped up here on the bottom left. For now, it's just a placeholder video. You're going to see that this same placeholder video popping up everywhere. This is just a little placeholder video that we've put in place so me and the team can know that the video function is working. Then we're going to swap it out with the featurette once that's complete. Notice here we also have these kiosks again. These kiosks are in every room. They're sprinkled pretty much everywhere, so you can always get to the information that you need. Notice also down here on the bottom, we have a little mini map that we can pop up that's going to show us a map of the area. You're also going to get a map about a week before the event or in the days leading up to the event of the entire area, so you can really, plan your routes if you'd like. If you buy a VIP ticket, there is a faster way to get around this space that we reveal to the VIPs, and the cast and crew know about it too, a sort of way to portal from room to room without having to do all the walkthroughs in between. So that's one of the many perks we have for our VIP customers. So if this seems like a big sprawling space and you just want like a way to get from A to B and not have to think about it too much, a VIP ticket is something you might want to consider. So yeah, in these little side theaters, we've got the featurettes always playing. So as soon as you walk in, the little video will pop up on your left. You hit X and that brings it up full screen. You hit play and then that video is going to play. Again, this is just a placeholder video. I can close this video and it keeps playing. Notice here it says I can pause it or I can mute it. So if, for whatever reason, let's say you're in a room that has other stuff to do, but there's a featurette you also want to check out, you can pop open the featurette and then bring it down, or maybe you just want to listen to it while you look at other people on the screen or something like that. It's totally functionality that you can do, or you can have it full screen just by hitting X. X is the keyboard command that you're going to use to interact with pretty much everything on the night, just so you know. So let's pop out of this theater and continue our little tour. That little exit door takes us back to theater row. We have a smaller theater here on the left where we're going to be playing a different featurette all through the night. Notice a note here is popping up, letting me know if I pop up to it that this is Auditorium A. Before the event goes live, we're going to have these sorts of notes everywhere so that you always know what room it is. And again, I'm just walking up to these and pressing X. Always know what room it is you're about to step into, and then you can cross-reference that against the information on the kiosk to see if that's the room you meant to go to and your map. So it's very easy to navigate. All right, let's go down back into the main lobby here and let's check out some of the other rooms that we have completed for you. Not everything is complete. Some of these rooms are in various states of completion. The main lobby itself is in a state of completion. This right side here where the library is on the right is really what most of the main entry hall is going to look like when it's done. So you're going to have the room, you're going to have the words over it letting you know what room it is. If you go into the library here, you see that we connect into a library and we have another featurette playing right here. This one is actually finished, so we can pop it open and let's see, I'll mute it and play a little bit of it just so you can see how it works. It's basically, it lets you know, it gives you the title up here. This is called The Murder of Francis Corwin. It starts playing right there. Important to note here, we don't have a play bar, so you make sure, you want to watch a feature, make sure you got a few minutes to sit down and watch these featurettes. If you don't, you can always come back. Or, let's see, I bet there's a way to open these in a new tab, but I'm not savvy enough to have figured it out. You can always try and copy the links to these and open in a new tab as well. There's unlisted videos on YouTube, the vast majority of them. So, this is one of our actors playing a character. The actor's name is Dina Laura, and she plays Ashley Knightsbane, who is a part-time psychic and associate history professor in Salem, Massachusetts. And she is here delivering a lecture on the murder of Francis Corwin. The narrative story being told here is that she's pitching a book that she's writing to a publisher. And the book is about the murder of Francis Corwin. So she's giving the publisher an overview of the murder. So we have a lot of featurettes are kind of like this, where they're kind of character pieces and also informative. So that's some of what the night will be like. Again, we have a kiosk here. On the right side of the room, we have a little whiteboard here and a shared dock. This is a setup for one of the live events that we'll be doing, which is a sort of Mad Libs-esque poem construction with an actor who plays a poet in the audio series. So this will, when this event goes live, which we could go over to the kiosk here and check it out and see what that live event is going to be. It is called Al's Poetry Corner. We can see it's in the library. It's going up after episode 3. You can meet Al Pleasance, James Jelkin is the actor, to construct a Mad Lib style poem in the library. All right, so when this is live, there'll be a bunch of little avatars here, and then James playing Al will be up here, and he will be talking to the room. You can see on the bottom here, it says I've stepped onto a spotlight square, which means that the whole room will be able to see me. So if you're in the library after episode 3, that's what's going to be happening. That's basically how the live events are going to work. They're stationed around various places in this world that we've built. You show up when they're going on, and they're going on. You participate with them, or you don't. Most of them are only happening once, so it really does, it's a good idea to study the schedule and think about what you want to attend before the event, so that you're not doing, spending too much time between the episodes deciding which live event you want to check out, because the time between the episodes is limited. Right now, we're saying there's going to be 20 minutes between every episode. That may change, but right now it's going to be like an episode plays. You got 20 minutes to go do live events, featurettes, whatever you want to do. Go explore, have fun, talk to people, come back to the main theater. Another episode plays. And you can see here that one of the features we have on the left is chat. If I pop that open, you can see here that at the top we have an announcement that says, happening now, tarot readings with Olive. You can also see we have chat here. I can chat to people nearby. I can chat to specific people who are in here with me right now. I can chat with everyone. If you ever need to chat with anybody on the crew, you can see, pretty easily who is crew and who's in cast by the little brackets next to the name. Everyone's going to list themselves as cast or crew, so that you can talk with people who are involved. You can always find everybody in this little list here, the bottom left with the people icon. That'll show you everybody who's online currently, and then you can talk to them from there. So yeah, we have the announcements here at the top. Another way that we let you know what's going on at all times. Let's continue the tour here and go down into the basement. Kind of went wonkily through the top of that staircase. This is the basement where one of our protagonists, or two of our protagonists really, Marina Bishop and Tyler Aldean, record a podcast, a true crime and paranormal podcast, comedy, sort of, last podcast-esque podcast called Twisted Salem. So here in the middle, we have the logo for Twisted Salem. And if you decide to opt in for a VIP ticket, you're also going to get, if you're one of the first 75 people to buy a VIP ticket, which they are on sale, so if you really dig this, you might want to check it out, you're going to get one of these little pins here. This is a Twisted Salem enamel pin. Only 75 of those, and then they're gone forever. So be sure to get one if you're into that, if you're into enamel pins. Also in this room, we have a poker game. That I think up to 10 people can play at a time. Some sign-up sheets to play that poker game if the table gets full. We have over here just a little private area. Notice sometimes on the bottom of the screen it's saying I've walked into a private space. Anytime you see furniture in this world, that means that where the furniture is a private space. And basically the way the private spaces work is these 4 chairs that we're on right now are a private space. So if I have 3 other friends with me and they're on those 3 other chairs, we can all see each other's webcams and hear each other's audio and talk to each other, but nobody outside of the private space can. So you can really run around with your friends and like take up tables and take up like the casino table if you want, and play poker all night with your friends if you want, just out on the table. Totally up to you if you want. We have an arcade game down here. I think this is Tetris, is that right? Seems like it is. Yep, we got Tetris here that you can play. We'll just start a new game just so you can see that it works. I've never been very good at Tetris, but look, hey, Tetris, yay, Tetris. Okay, we're gonna have some more arcade games in the main lobby by the time the event rolls around, the premiere. We got a little Sudoku game over here you can play with your friends. There's a game I was playing earlier that I clearly didn't finish. We got a little bathroom up there. This is where they record the Twisted Salem podcast, and you can see I stepped on Spotlight here because this is where another event is going to go live. If we want to see what that event is and when it's going to occur, we can go over to the kiosk, hit X, and look for the basement because that's where we are. Twisted Salem Live is playing after episode 2. We joined Marina Bishop, played by Kelsey Godfrey, and Tyler Aldean, played by Peter Fanone, for a live recording of Twisted Salem, which again is the fictional podcast, which you will have heard in episode 1 by the time this event rolls around. So you'll have an idea of what you're getting into by the time you decide if you want to come to it. Let's keep on going here. Going back to the main entry hall. Let's go down into this room here. This is the Planetarium. This is where the 6-episode featurettes are going to be playing. that is going to tell you a little bit more about the making of each individual episode or a specific scene from each individual episode. That features exclusive content, video content from the rehearsals leading up to the recording of this audio series. So you can really see there's side-by-side comparisons of how the scene was early versus how it came out, which is fascinating because about a third of this script changed after the first read through because it just realized that a big chunk of it wasn't working. So it made some massive revisions. So each of these little planets here will let you see one of 6 different featurettes on the making of each individual episode. And then if we keep going north here, we end up in the gallery. This is another space that's kind of devoted to the team and the making of the piece itself. We have here information right when we enter on 3 exclusive tarot cards designed by artistic director Laura Austin. She designed a Fool, a Tower, and a Wheel of Fortune for us. So you can check out what the thoughts were behind the designs, how they compare to the original tarot cards and the Rider-Waite. Got a little document here to read all about that. And then if you are a VIP person, you also get in the mail, you get a tower card signed by me on the back there. This is actually a really nice, well-printed card. So you might want to check that out. I think we'll probably eventually print all 3 of them. I don't know if we'll have that ready by the time the event rolls around, but it'll probably happen at some point. On the back wall here, you see everyone who was involved with the making of the Lynn Lady. This is all the cast, the crew, everybody. From left to right, we have me, we have Robin, the assistant director, we have Laura, the artistic director, we have Tessa, the casting director, and then we get into the cast where we have Rebecca, Peter, Parker, Nikki, going to the other side here, Michael, up there, Michael, Matt, Kelsey, James, Dina, Brian, and rounding it up with Rebecca, spelled differently than the other Rebecca. What's cool about these is if you're interested in learning anything more about any of these people, you can see on the bottom here it says press X to learn about Patricia Bishop, Rebecca Rawhauser. So if we hit X there, it actually brings up Rebecca's website and you can get to know her a little bit. So if you hear a performance that you particularly enjoy, or you're curious about the artistic director or the casting director and just want to learn more about those people, or the assistant director or myself, you can do it via these little placards here on the back side of this wall. It'll give you a bunch of information, contact information, all kinds of cool stuff about these people. Also here we have right there a director's statement, which is not in place yet, but that is going to be basically a piece from me that is probably going to be a video talking about just the piece in general, why I made it, what I was thinking when I made it, what it's all about, etc., etc. Going up these stairs, we actually get to an interesting place. Now, this portal will take us to another space. We're not going to go there now because it's actually somewhat exclusive, this space. This is the entry to the VIP lounge, which is a lounge that is exclusively for people who've purchased VIP tickets. It's an entire other area that you can't get in unless you have the password, the VIP password, which we provide to people who buy those tickets. In this lounge, we have a bunch of private spaces. Again, we have the exclusive cocktail for VIPs, Marvin's Nightcap. We have also every game, arcade game, poker, Sudoku, the games we've seen so far, the games that are going to be put in place. We've got a Pictionary-esque game we're putting in. All of those games, which are sprinkled throughout the entire map, are actually going to be all condensed in the VIP lounge. So you can hang out just in that room if you're a VIP ticket and play all the games. If there's a big wait for those games on the night of the event, you don't have to deal with it because you're one of the VIPs. This is how you'll get into the VIP lounge, and then when you leave the VIP lounge, I think it just takes you back to the main lobby currently. So here we are back in the main lobby. Let's continue our tour by going across to the other side. I love these 2 rooms here on the left we're about to go to. We're calling this the Crypt. So far, this upward is going to take us to an area called the Graveyard. So let's check that out. The graveyard is just this huge, sprawling graveyard. This isn't completely finished yet here. Over here where this very uniform set of tombstones is, we're hoping, if there's time, I'm hoping to do a sort of dedication to Salem, Massachusetts, right here in this spot by kind of recreating in this environment a Salem Witch Trials memorial, the real one that's in Salem. I want to kind of recreate it over here. And so there might end up being some videos from ToSalem in here as well if you want to know anything more about some of the people in the Salem Witch Trials. I've got a few videos done about that I will probably link to the Salem Witch Trials Memorial, which will have people's names, you know, John Proctor, Rebecca Nurse, all those people. And you'll be able to learn more about each one. And then I might also link to, we have a Salem expert coming to do one of the live events, and he's going to be talking about Salem's haunted past. So I might end up linking to some of his stuff too, because he has a whole podcast on which is a day-by-day recounting of the Salem witch trials. So there's also areas like this, you know, like this isn't live yet, but there are going to be plenty of areas like this that aren't necessarily connected directly to the audio series, but are connected to Salem, ghosts, witches, spooky, ooky New England stuff. There's also stuff like that we're building. So this graveyard is going to have a live event in it. There's a few Easter eggs I think we're planning on getting put in place here. And then that Salem Witch Trials Memorial thing. Popping back down here, we'll jump into the woods, which is where the after party is happening. At the very end of the night, after all the episodes have streamed, we're going to launch into the after party. Now, you can choose to come to the after party if you'd like. You can choose not to come to the after party. There is, and I'll just say this now, if you're considering buying a ticket, there is more to do between every episode than time you have to do it between every episode. You're going to have to make some choices. My advice would be, if you're interested in the live events, to do those and don't really, you know, mess around too much with the featurettes or anything until after the entire night or until after the streaming of the 6 episodes is complete. Because at that point, the after party starts, but you don't have to stay at the after party. You can pop into the after party and then leave, go watch some featurettes in the gallery or the planetarium, come back to the after party, just kind of dip in and out, doing things as you like, playing games, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to leave the entire space open for a few hours after the conclusion of the episodes playing, where the cast is going to be around, the crew is going to be around, so you can talk to us live if you like. There's also some Q&As and talkbacks happening after the streaming of the entire series, so you'll get a chance to ask us questions. You'll get a chance to hang out with us at the after party, which is where most of us will be. And this is what the after party is going to look like. This is going to look like a nighttime scene at the actual event, but basically it's a pretty simple sort of setup with all of these trees and then isolated campfires. Each one of these campfires, this is a really, really, really big map that we're in right now, and we're just going to expand it more and more as space allows. But each one of these little campfire areas is going to have a sponsor booth in it or some other cool activity. Sponsor booths are basically like, we're inviting people from the horror, witchcraft, Salem, history communities, audio drama communities to come, and podcast communities to come and take part in this. And all they have to do to take part in it is share it with their audience, and then they get a sponsor booth. So sponsor booths will basically be these little like alcoves in the woods. There'll be a booth. It'll have somebody's like, you know, some store's merch or website or podcast page or YouTube channel or whatever it is that they do when you interact with it. And then maybe the person might actually be there too. If they can make it on that night, you might actually get to like talk with some of these people and you know, interface with them on the webcam and the mic and all that. So that's a really, really cool feature. And then also we're going to have a bunch of just events, a little bit of TBD on the after party. It's kind of a surprise what all's going on. But we're going to have a bunch of events linked to the after party, stuff that we're all just going to, you know, kind of chill together and have a good time sort of events. Not really related to this series, because at that point the series will have already played. This is more just let's all hang out and have a good time. All right, continuing the tour, going back onto the main lobby and then shooting up into this door. We have a little corridor here that leads us to Corwin's Curiosity Shop, which is the tarot parlor, where we are going to be having another live event. And this will be a live tarot reading that you can get with an actor named Nikki McCallum, who is playing a tarot reader in this series called Olivia Kane. The fun thing about Nikki is she doesn't know anything about tarot. But she is a comedian and improv genius. So this is going to be funny. It's going to be real. These are not serious tarot readings. They're meant to be hilarious. They're meant to be fun. They're meant to be interesting. If you're in for a more serious tarot reading, we also have that for you. If you go through this back door here in Corwin's Curiosity Shop, it says, enter the Oracle for your reading. So let's go check out the Oracle. This is a labyrinth, and on the floor here it says, what do you wish to ask? Walk the labyrinth as you think about the question. And if I just start, I won't go because I won't spoil everything for you, but if I just go, look, I can't go up or down here. I am in this labyrinth. So once you start this labyrinth, you have to go all the way to the end, which is this little pentagram on the other side. You go all the way over there thinking about your question. You go into the pentagram. It teleports you to another space where you have the choice to enter a few different rooms, all of which have different tarot cards in it. It's a very randomized sort of experience, and I think a really, really cool one. So if you're in the mood for a more legit, serious tarot reading, we have this kind of thing for you as well. We're working on a bunch of other little experiences like this, some of which are live, others aren't. But I'm not going to show you too much of those because honestly, I think it's better if there's surprises on the night. I think part of what's cool about this is the spirit of exploration, the spirit of fun, the spirit of play. You know, jumping into this world that is totally for you, one night only. All of this goes away on January 30th. So yeah, so this is generally what this space looks like, generally what it's going to feel like to be there on the night. Again, you're going to have all this mix of live events and featurettes and a bunch of other people popping around that you can not FaceTime, that you can video chat with or talk to. It's going to be a really, really insanely cool experience. And this platform that we are premiering it in, not a lot of people have tried this sort of thing yet. It's brand new. So I am so excited to do this. The cast and crew are just itching to have people come and check this thing out. It is really going to be a unique night, unlike anything any of us have ever done before. And we have so many cool things planned for it. So I very much hope to see you there. Thank you for checking this video out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to purchase a ticket, you can purchase tickets on this page that you're currently on. If you're watching this on YouTube, for some reason I don't think you will be, but if you're watching this on YouTube, link in the description to get to the page where you purchase the tickets. You can always email me, Joel, Joel, at ToSalem.com. Should be popping up on your screen right now. Thank you. I hope to see you there. Until next time, stay weird, witches. See you next time. Bye-bye.